Welcome to the SoberQ podcast.
My name is Gerry and I'm an alcoholic, and the question is, what are we deciding to do when we take step 3? I'm a person who came to AA for the first time 25 years ago, and I was in a lot of trouble then. I came to AA and I stopped drinking, and I didn't drink for about 6.5 years. Went to lots of AA meetings and then stopped treating the disease, and picked up a drink. The inevitable happened, and I was out there drinking and for 4.5 years, and my life just kept getting worse and worse, and I couldn't stop drinking. By the grace of God, I got back to AA, and it's about 15 years ago now. And I had to look at things differently this time around. If I didn't know I was powerless over alcohol the first time I was in AA, I certainly did by the time I got back. In the end, I was suicidal and couldn't even do that properly. The booze had just taken the life out of me. And I got back to an AA meeting and I felt as if I was in the right place, and I still do every time I go to an AA meeting. I was nursed back to health by the fellowship of AA, and it saved my life, as it has many others. I sat down with my sponsor and we had a really in-depth discussion about my powerlessness over alcohol, and he helped me look at my experience with alcohol and how it had led me to the position I was in, which is a hopeless and helpless state. And I realised that left to my own devices, and if I didn't treat this disease, it was not a matter of whether I was going to pick up a drink again. It was just a matter of when. And understanding that was really, really important, because step 2 doesn't make any sense unless I understand that I'm powerless over alcohol. So step 2, we talked about that, realising if I'm powerless, I need a new power. I need something outside of myself. I think it's outside of myself at that stage. I think it winds up being inside myself, but at that stage, I needed something greater than me to keep me sober. If I was sober, I have a chance in life. I got to step 3, and it's pretty straightforward. Do you want to get well or don't you, is really the question. So I had to make a decision to turn my will, which wasn't working, over to a higher power of some sort that I didn't understand. And I do that every day. First thing in the morning, I get out of bed and get on my knees and say a few prayers, and one of them is the 3rd step prayer. My little session on my knees ends with the 3rd step prayer every morning. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and to do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. It's a pretty good start to the day. It's a bit of action, I suppose, that I can think about stuff all I like, but I've got to act in that way as well.
If you would like to share your experience on a recovery question, visit the SoberQ podcast website at soberq.com. Thanks for listening.